Movement in any lesson is important. Sometimes we move kids in traditional ways by having entire groups of students get up and move around to different places in the room. Today, I wanted to introduce them to the idea of conversations. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get back into the books, okay? We're gonna do a little investigation of evil, but I'm gonna ask you to do a little moving around the classroom. I'm gonna ask you to start to talk to some different people. A component of the group was gonna stay stationary, but as the conversation shifted, some of the students in each group would move. And in that sense, we created these stations for conversing.
One of the very lowest ones is not only you're physically abusing someone, but you're mentally abusing them and
All right, how are we doing? You're having these really great conversations, but we need to kind of carry those conversations around the classroom. We're gonna do just a little rotation here. I'm gonna have 2 of you rotate here, 2 of you rotate. I just knew that they needed to talk to different people, and I still wanted there to be movement in the classroom. So I asked each group to send 2 people to the next group, and they did that. Pick the 2 people, you're gonna rotate, and then we're gonna come back together and I'll tell you what we're gonna do as a group, okay? Up and move. 30 seconds. It was really important to make sure that there was that continuous movement in the classroom because I wasn't leading the conversation.
So I feel like that's what he's trying to test. Is that necessarily evil? It's just trying to see how the mind works, I guess.
The students were leading those conversations, but we don't want those conversations to stay in isolation.
Talking about the idea of the attack that's going to happen soon.
And as students move from one, conversation to the next, they're taking some of that with them.
You have to convince people to make it seem right.
But they come from 2 separate backgrounds. Does that really justify it?
Hey everybody, as you're talking, write down these really good moments because I'm hearing really good things that you're saying, but you're gonna need them at the end of class. So when somebody says something, you think, ooh, that was good, write it down. So the next time it was time to kind of shift the conversation, 2 different people came and moved. So we're gonna have 2 people move again to each, but 2 people who did not move last time. All right, so go ahead, 2 people move. It's kind of this idea that you are synthesizing really the conversations from quite a few groups into these smaller groups. Here at the end of class, the conversations really provide this foundation for students to deepen their thinking about an essential question. You get to sit down if you choose to share your response. Who's up for it? Okay, here we go.
The impact of evil in the heart of darkness is that it leads to dehumanization through greed, cruelty, and hatred, suggesting that the impact of cruelty upon the Congolese derived from greed.
Wow, that's fantastic. It was a pretty seamless way to change groups without the whole class kind of having this complete fruit basket upset.